Hello, dear students. In my previous session, I have discussed with you how to convert active voice to passive voice with reference to declarative sentences. At the end of the session, I had given a small exercise, and today, at the end of this session, you will be finding the answer to that exercise. Now, in this video, I am going to discuss about the conversion from active voice to passive voice, particularly in interrogative sentences. Let's start. Now let's learn how to convert interrogative sentences to passive form. When we say interrogative sentences, nothing but the questions. We have two types of interrogative sentences. One is yes-no question and the other one is WH question. Yes-no questions feature is it normally begins with some helping verb or auxiliary verb, as you say, maybe modal auxiliary. Also maybe be form, do form, have form, modal auxiliary form. What is WH question? WH questions are the questions which begin with WH words like who, what, when, where, whom, and many other words are there. So here we will begin with yes no question. In one method, if we go, let's look at the table that is given to you. Our yes no question in simple present or simple past begins with do form. So if it is simple present, the question begins normally with do or does in yes no question. In that case, what you have to do is to choose any one of these like is, am, are, depending upon what was the object in your question. Plus that object becomes the subject plus V3 plus by plus object. If it is the past, only is, am, are is supposed to get converted to was or were. Coming to think of present continuous or past continuous structure, the question normally begin with is, am, are in present continuous. Question begins with was or were in past continuous. So in that case, you will be beginning with the same V form is, am, are. Not exactly the same, depending upon the subject that is going to be available for you. Plus being plus V3 plus by plus object. If it is the past thing, you have the option was or were. These out of two things, which one to choose, you will have to concentrate on the subject. Coming to think of perfect forms, in present perfect you have the questions beginning with has or have. In that case, what you have to do is to begin the answer with has or have, then subject plus been plus V3 plus by plus object. If it is past perfect, you need not worry about anything. Simply you have to begin with had plus subject plus been plus V3 plus by plus object. When we talk about simple future, modal auxiliary will be there, will or shall, or can or may also will be there in other cases. In that case, what you have to do is to begin with the same modal auxiliary plus subject plus be plus V3 plus by plus object. Now, if you memorize this total table, it will be very easy for you to go on practicing a few exercises. Let's not delay and start a few exercises. Look at our first example. Does he like movies? Here, he is the subject, movies the object, verb is like. Now, while converting, what we have to do? We have to bring movies as the subject. He becomes him as the object. Before that one, we will be putting by preposition. Now, which one to choose out of the three? Is, am, are. Because movies does not take am, movies does not take is, movies will take are. So we have to begin the answer with are movies liked by him. Now, why did I choose the word are. Totally depends upon the number of the object. What is the plural? So are has come here. Now look at one more example. Do you play football? Here football is only one game's name. So single one is there. So we are supposed to use the auxiliary verb or the helping verb is. Let's look at the answer. Is football played by you? If you look at how it came, is are. I have to choose any one of that because the question is starting with do. Then I have to bring the object football as the subject here. Then what I had to do? Use the V3 form of the verb. Play was the V1 form. Now I have to bring that one as V3 form. Play, played, played. By plus object I have kept. Object was you, so it remains as you. So the question is, do you play football? Answer is going to be, is football played by you? What would happen if two games are kept here? Football and one more game. Look at the example. Do you play football and cricket? Here, when this object, football and cricket, becomes the subject, are we supposed to use still is? No. We are supposed to use the word are because they are plural now. So look at the answer is supposed to be are football and cricket, then V3 played plus by plus object. Look at one more example, that is, did Rina drink water? Here it is in past tense. Did. Now what is supposed to happen? In the beginning of the answer we are supposed to get was or were. This will depend upon what is the object given in the question. What is the object given in our question? Water. Does water take was or were? We know it very clearly that water takes was. So the answer will be was water drunk, drank by Rina. That is the answer supposed to be. Hope you understood this. Let's now practice a few exercises from present continuous as well as past continuous. First question is Ram reading the book? When you have this question, you have the subject Ram, the book, object, is reading, that you know already, it is in present continuous in question form. Now what is the formula given to you? What you have to do is to choose any one of these three, is, am, are. How will you choose? Depending upon the number of the object. Now the book means singular is there. So what we have to do is to pick up the singular verb is plus subject will be the book. Is the book plus being will come here, being read by Ram. Look at one more example. Am I helping my neighbors? What would be the answer? My neighbors would become the subject, and if we want to pick up is, am, are, neighbors is there, s is there, so plural, so we are supposed to use are. So the answer will be, are my neighbors being helped by me? One more example from past. Were you eating ice cream? Now the question is beginning with where, but it certainly does not mean that the answer is also going to begin with where only. We have to choose what is the object here. Looking after that, we will be deciding whether to choose was or where. So what is going to happen? Ice cream was. So was ice cream eaten by you? That will be the answer. Let's now discuss present perfect and past perfect in interrogative sentences. How to convert them to passive form. Look at the first example. Have you done the homework? Here the question is beginning with have. So if the question is beginning with has or have, what you have to choose? Either has or have. Which one to choose depends upon what was the object in the question given. The homework. The homework is singular, so it has to take the auxiliary verb has, not have. So the answer will be has the homework plus been will come here, and V3 already done is there by you. Look at one more example. Here the question is beginning with has. It does not mean the answer is supposed to begin with same has. It will depend upon what is the object given. An apple is the object, so an apple takes has, not have. So the answer is going to become has an apple been eaten by Ram. Look at one more example. Have you eaten 2 apples? In this case, what is happening? 2 apples are involved. 2 apples are the object here. When they become the subject, that is going to be plural. So in that case, has won't come. What will come here is have. So the answer is going to be have 2 apples been eaten by you. Let's now look at one past perfect example. Had I broken the coconut? In this case, you need not worry about this auxiliary verb. Same auxiliary verb will continue. Only subject object will change, by preposition will be added. So the answer will be had the coconut been broken by me. Coming to discuss about modal auxiliary form. In most of the cases except shall and will, we use the same modal auxiliary plus subject plus be plus V3 plus Y plus object. Let's look at first example with will. Will you help me? Here what is the object? Me. What is the subject? You. What is the verb? Help. And modal auxiliary is will. Now when we convert that one to passive, me becomes subject. So it becomes I. So we know in grammar, I takes shall or will. More appropriate is shall. If we write will also, there is no problem. So the answer will be shall I be helped by you? You may also write will I be helped by you? There is no problem in that. Let's go for one more example. Can you lift a table? Now modal auxiliary is can. So same modal auxiliary will be coming can. A table is the object, so that will become the subject. Can a table be lifted by you? Can a table be lifted by you? That will be the answer. Now look at one more example. Should we pull the rope? Same modal auxiliary we can continue, and the rope will become the subject. So should the rope, then we have be plus V3 plus by plus object. Be pulled, pulled. So pulled by us. Pulled is the V3 here. That way we will be able to convert the sentences in the interrogative which are starting with modal auxiliary. So far we have discussed about how to convert interrogative sentences, particularly yes/no question. If you know this method, how to convert that, you will be able to convert WH question very easily. Let's look at how to convert WH questions or WH interrogative sentences to passive voice. As I have said, the WH word includes what, when, where, why, how, who, whom. If you look at there, I have given a star mark to who and whom. That's requiring some special attention. So initially we will deal with these WH words, and at the end we will handle this too. Now to do this conversion, we can do it very easily in 3 easy steps. Now what are they? Let's look at one by one. Step number 1. What you have to do is to remove the WH word, and after removal of the WH word, what will be left for you is a yes/no question. Now, once you got your yes/no question, what you have to do is to convert that one to passive. By what formula we have learned a little bit before. Now, the table, if you remember, with the help of this table, you will be able to convert the interrogative sentence to passive voice. Once that is done, in step 3, what you have to do is to just bring back the same WH word in the beginning and put the question mark. Now, if you look at one example, you'll be able to figure it out properly. Let's look at one example. How do you eat an apple? How do you eat an apple? Now, if I remove this word how, let us hide it now. Then what is left for you? Do you eat an apple? Now, if do you eat an apple is there, you see you are following the very first sentence pattern. If you follow this, then what will happen? Step 1, how I removed, and I got the yes no question, that is nothing but do you eat an apple? Now step 2, is an apple eaten by you? Because an apple is there, so is auxiliary verb came there, so is an apple eaten by you is the question. Now once I got this one into passive form, what I can do, bring back the same WH word. How was the auxiliary WH word that I am bringing back? How is an apple eaten by you? That is the final answer. Hope you got it. Let's look at a few more examples so that you will get clarity about it. Let's now start with a few examples for your practice. Look at the table. Already this table is given to you. You know that how to convert yes no question to passive voice. Same table is going to be for use here also. So let's look at first question. What is the first question? How have you done the homework? Now if you look at this particular question, what is the WH word here? How. If I remove this word how, then what is left out with us? You are left out with a simple question, that is, have you done the homework? Now if you look at this particular structure is following this has or have pattern. Now for that already we know how to convert that one to passive. So what will happen here for this? Has the homework been done by you? That will be the answer for this yes no part. But after that what we need to do, what we have to only bring back the WH word here. So this WH word will come back and the answer will be written straightforward. So the answer is going to be, how has the homework been done by you? That will be the answer. How has the homework been done by you? Got it? Now let's look at one more example. Why did you call me? Now if I again remove this WH word, then what will happen here? I am left out with did you call me. If I see this, it is following did structure. For that I know I am supposed to start the answer with watch or where plus subject plus V3 plus by plus object. So for this particular part, I am going to have the answer watch I called by you, and after that I am supposed to bring the WH word, and what is that? Why was I called by you? That will be the answer for your question. Why was I called by you? Let's go with one more example. Where can I see a tiger? Where can I see a tiger? If I remove this word again where, I am left out with can I see a tiger? Then for this particular part, can I see a tiger, where a modal auxiliary is there, we know how to convert that one to passive. The answer will be, can a tiger be seen by me? And after that we are supposed to just add the WH word, that is, where can a tiger be seen by me? Look at final example. When should we clean the table? If you look at this, again remove the WH word, that is when, and you are left out with should we clean the table? Now for this, if we convert that one to passive, the answer is supposed to be should the table be cleaned by us? Then we can add the WH word again, and the answer will be when should the table be cleaned by us? In this way, we are supposed to convert the active voice to passive voice a little easily. Initially, I had told you that a few WH words like who and whom, they require special attention. Now, when you are dealing with those two words, what you need to do? When you are handling who, at that time, by whom is added in the beginning, and by plus object is not used at the end. That you have to remember. And when your question is coming with whom, at that time, who word is used in the beginning and by plus object is used at the end. Now look at one example. Who has stolen the pen? Now in this case, what we have to do? The pen is the object, so it will be coming to the front. That will become the subject. Has, because the pen is one singular, so has word will come, and stolen is already in V3 form. So by whom has the pen been stolen? That will be the answer. Look at one more example. Who writes stories? Now, who we have to replace with by whom, and writes is in simple present form. So, by whom are the stories written? Let's look at one example with whom. Whom have you invited to the party? What I said earlier is we have to bring the word who. So, who has been invited to the party by you? By you to the party also is okay. We can write like that. So, the answer will be who has been invited to the party by you. One more example. Whom can I help? What I have to do here? To replace the word whom with who. Who can is there, so can be will be there. V3 is helped by me. By plus object will be there, so by me. That is the answer. Another easy method to convert interrogative sentences to passive is by three ways. Step 1. You can convert the question to a statement. Normally, this can be done by shifting the auxiliary verb after the subject before the main verb. Once it is done, what you will be getting a statement. So once you have a declarative statement, what you can do? Convert that statement to passive by following the declarative table method that I have described in my previous video. Once this is done, what you have to do is to bring back the auxiliary verb to the front and put the question mark at the end. Same WH word, if it is there, also should be brought to the front and keep the question mark at the end. Let's now look at one example so that you can get the idea clearly. Look at this example. Is Ram writing a novel? As per the step 1, what we have to do is to pick this auxiliary verb, that is after the subject and before the main verb. So what is the main verb? Writing. What is the subject? Ram. So in between this we have to take the auxiliary verb to, right? So once we do this, the statement in front of us is Ram is writing a novel. Now if you look at this particular sentence, this is in a declarative structure with present continuous sentence structure. Once we got a present continuous sentence structure, we know how to convert that one to passive by bringing object as the subject, subject as the object, and is, am, are plus being plus V3 would be used. By following that method, what we will be getting is a novel is being written by Ram. Once we got it, what is the auxiliary verb here? Is. This auxiliary verb is supposed to be taken to the front, and same sentence should be written and question mark should be kept at the beginning. By that, what will be the structure? Is a novel being written by Ram. That will be the final answer. So I have discussed both the methods to you. Whatever method is suitable to you, whichever you feel comfortable, you can adopt that and learn how to convert from active sentence to passive sentence. Let's now look at a couple of more examples. Will you call me? That is the question. What I have said, we have to remove this auxiliary verb and bring it after the subject before the main verb. So call is the main verb, subject is you. So in step 1, it is going to become you will call me. Got it? After this, what we are going to do? Second, now because we got this one as a statement, we can easily convert that one to passive. So what will be the answer? I shall be called by you, or I'll be called by you. So we got this passive method for the declarative sentence. I shall be called by you. Once I write this, what I have to do? The auxiliary verb is shall. Now this should be taken back to the previous position. What will be the third step? Shall I be called by you? And that will be the right answer. Same method has to be adopted for WH question also. There what you need to do is to remove the WH word also, and at the end bring back the WH word. That will be in step 4. So look at one example. Where have you written the letter? Now have is supposed to come to this position where I have pointed after you and before written. So as per step 1, it is going to be you have written the letter. Now we know it is written in present perfect structure. So we know how to convert that one to passive. So if we convert that one to passive, the answer is supposed to be the letter has been written by you. Now what is the important step here is to pick up this auxiliary verb has to the front. Now what will be the next step? Has the letter been written by you? And as I told you just before, again you have to bring back the WH word. So the answer final one will be where has the letter been written by you? Up to now I have explained about how to convert interrogative sentences to passive form. In my next session, I am going to discuss about how to convert the imperative sentences to passive form. And at the same time, I'm also going to tell about a few exceptional cases, how to handle those questions. And now it's time for the answer to the questions that I had given in my previous video. In the next slide, you are going to have the answers. Till then, practice a few more. Hari Om.